We are now live. How's it going out there in Instagram land? I am so excited to see you guys. Hopefully, everyone had a wonderful weekend. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now, so depending on where you are, we're wishing you well. If you're in a place with good, hey, author Bryant, how are you? Good to see you on here. If you're in an area where the weather is good, good for you. But I've talked to a lot of people today. And hey there, Heather Thompson is in the building, and that is our keynote speaker. We're gonna call it keynote speaker. So I'm gonna bring her to the stage. But yeah, depending on where you are in the world, good weather, and hey, Tiva Services. Thank you for jumping
Hey,
on. Hey there, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good, good, good. So how's the weather wherever you're at?
It is, I know there are people who hate me saying this, but it's warm. It's
It is.
nice. So it's like,
Yeah.
freezing in the morning and then in late afternoon, it's pretty nice. So I can't
Yeah.
complain down here. We're
Okay.
pretty fortunate.
Yeah, pretty fortunate. Yeah, I was just saying. So, like, depending on where you are in the world, yeah, your weekend was either, it was one way or the other. But I talked to a lot of people. You can call you Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany, thank you for
Hey,
jumping
Tiffany.
on. Hey, Travis, thank you so much for jumping on. Travis had a great, iconic, let's see, it was a summit. So if you guys are on
Oh,
there, happy days. How are you? Thanks for jumping on. But yes, we are going to get all into clarity because I feel like this is an area when I speak to women, there is a little bit of fog in regards to how do I get clarity on, kind of what my mission is or what my purpose is and what my goals are, things of that nature. So I was just
yeah.
thinking we can pop on here and ask the expert, get ourselves some advice, and then
Love it.
see what questions come up along the way. So you guys definitely share this. If you are on the replay, hashtag replay us so we know that you caught the replay.
Please do.
Um, yeah, and then share anybody who is struggling with clarity, who needs some help, who needs to level up. I know it's still kind of the beginning of the year, so some people are still trying to figure out their goals and how they're going to meet them. So I'm just
Mhm.
thinking, let's get clarity on those, or maybe even a relationship. Maybe you're trying to get clarity in your relationship, or how'd you
Oh,
get into a
yes.
relationship. So I thought we'd get all into those fun topics. So without further ado, if you could tell them who you are, where they can find you, that would be great.
Absolutely. So, hello. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Heather Thompson. I am so grateful to be here with you all tonight, or today, or whenever you're going to watch this on the replay.
Right.
I am, and I'll have to explain this for some, a clarity life coach and I'm an alignment specialist. I'm also a creative writer and a nonfiction writer and speaker. And I am in the greater Atlanta, Georgia area. But I do work with clients worldwide. I've worked with people in the UK, in Australia, I believe Scotland, and across the United States. So I love what I do, and I am 100% devoted to really helping people find out who they are without compromising who they are at the same time, because it's very easy to pursue a goal and lose yourself because you start seeing success as a thing rather than a part of a journey and a destination. So it's time to get rid of that. We have been through some wild times, so it's absolutely time for us to truly identify who we are, not by what's happening to us, what we're here to do.
Love it. And happy days, Yaya. Yeah. Thank you for jumping on with this. And if you're not familiar with me, I am Angelique Marnier, and we are going to get all into how do we get some clarity? How do we get some clarity in our life so we can break through and just level up, right? We still want to level up. We still want 2021 to be our best year ever.
Yes.
So, yeah, Heather, if you could tell them kind of what was your journey? How did you even get into this niche? And then, yeah, let us know kind of your story. Like, how did you get into this?
Well, I'll give you the story that kind of changed me for real. I was on a particular job about 11 years ago now.
Uh-huh.
And I remember being at work and hearing a boss berate me without naming me. They were talking about, there was a particular project that was due. I was asked to work with some software, and I had not ever used this software before.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a project that was due to a client paying top dollar for what we were putting together. No one else in the office knew the software. I can hear basically myself being belittled. And I was trying to focus and stay calm, but I was getting so intense that what started at this numbness in my fingertips worked all the way up to my elbows over the course of about 2 hours, to the point I couldn't type anymore. I couldn't do anything else. So I finished whatever I had to finish for work and walked away. And one of my coworkers actually asked my boss, said, "What's the matter with you?" And I said, I can't really feel anything. And she's like, "You better be careful. That could be cancer." And I was like, "Cancer? I've never heard of numbness having anything to do with cancer." And I remember being very scared and calling my doctor.
Right.
And the advice that I was given was, you'd be surprised what extreme stress can do to your body.
Wow.
And turns out it was extreme stress. I didn't know that could happen to me, but that particular time in my life was highly stressful. And I thought, this job isn't what I want. I know the things that I love to do. And I was able to identify those. And I told a good friend what happened that day and what had been going on at my job. And she gave me a book as a gift. And it was a Lisa Nichols book, for those of you who are familiar with her.
Yeah.
And I remember the part of the title was talking about hidden gifts being wrapped in sandpaper. And I was like, the gifts that come wrapped in sandpaper. But each story was amazing. And it was a book of all these different people who had gone through experiences and come out on the other side. And I noticed the majority of them were life coaches.
Wow.
And I spoke to that same friend who gave me the book. And she was like, "I could see you doing this."
Wow.
And I was reluctant to pursue it until someone at my old church, when I found out that there were going to be life coaching classes, she actually, out of the blue, paid for me to do the training.
Wow.
And it was such a gift because it was at such a really rough time for me.
Right.
But it could not have come in a better time. And it just really helped me to turn things around and redefine who I was. And I was like, I am a life coach. I've been doing this all my life in different ways. But you know how it is. You have a talent, you belittle yourself and you think,
Right.
it doesn't really matter. And plus, no one knew what a life coach really was. It was just something that seemed like a term. You're like, okay, whatever. What is that? But I had been doing it for years with friends and different people that I come across. And finally, a really tough time in my life brought me into a deeper sense of clarity. And that's why I'm incredibly grateful for it. So it was a gift indeed that came wrapped in sandpaper.
Wow. Love that testimony. I appreciate you even sharing and being so transparent with us. I know that's going to help a lot of people out for sure. Terry Young, thank you for jumping on with us. And if you guys have any questions regarding clarity, how to get clarity in your goals, your career, your relationship, how to level up this year, definitely let us know. We got an expert right here in the house. And then AC Boyson, thank you so much for jumping on as well. If you guys have questions, let us know. Okay, that's your friend. Okay, good. And then also, just to kind of piggyback on what you said, because it's kind of similar to me. I was in corporate America and just, didn't even know I was stressed. I mean, but it was, the weight of the world on my shoulders because I was in a commission-based job and I had to do things in corporate America. And I didn't even know I was stressed until I went and got my blood pressure checked. And they told me my blood pressure was high. And they're like, this doesn't make sense. Are you eating a lot of salt? I was like, well, I don't think so. And they're like, well, you're not overweight, all the things. And then it came down to, well, are you stressed? And I was like, stressed? No, but technically I was stressed. I was under a lot of weight. I was overwhelmed. And I didn't know that was stress. I kind of just thought that was life. That seemed like life to me in corporate America, that you take on the stress because that's how you're going to level up. That's how you're going to do better. If you feel stressed out, that means you were working hard. And to me, working hard equals, success. And I've come to find out that's not true by me getting into the online world and being able to, being my own boss, being an entrepreneur, because you don't have to work hard in order to make money. If you create courses like what I do, creating online courses is a great way to take your talent to the next level, and it's not as stressful. So definitely, definitely can I empathize, sympathize, and even understand where you were as well. Princess of the King 316, how are you? Thanks for jumping on. So also, Heather, I'd like to know, what are some ways, like 3 tips? Maybe we can give people 3 tips on how they can get some clarity. Like, how can they really do better in, like, okay, go execute this, and this will at least get the conversation started.
Absolutely. Let's start with the easiest one, and we're actually engaging in it right now. Do a clearing of your social media. I don't think some people realize how many people they follow. And I don't mean clearing in a new age sense, but seriously, we get bombarded with so much information just on every second. and we're following accounts, we're looking up gossip, we're looking up all kinds of things that have nothing to do with us. We're able to see what an ex is doing, somebody we might not have even talked to in 3 to 5 years.
Right.
And, we're paying way too much attention to things that have nothing to do with us specifically. And I would say if you're trying to focus on clarity, you've got to get rid of the clutter first. And that starts with what you're seeing. One of the best ways to do that is to start creating a feed that helps you stay energized, that helps you stay focused. I keep, and as far as my Instagram feed is considered, I'll condense this. I keep a lot of people, I follow people that either they motivate me based
Uh-huh.
on our past relationship or from back in the day.
Uh-huh.
But more than anything, I keep people, I'm like, I would like to be where she is. I'm not trying to envy that person. I'm not trying to do exactly the same thing, but it's like, I look at them and I say, you know what? I can do that. I can do that my way. And I like this news that she shared. And look at her family. This reminds me of my own. Look at what he's doing. This is a challenge to me. I've never read that particular book. I even go to the point of when people talk about what they're reading, I open my notes app on my phone and I will say, oh, they read this particular book. I've never read Create Your Life or Create Your Own Future by Brian Tracy. And I take that book and I add it to my list. It's a way of going to school on a daily basis and keeping yourself educated and informed and then entertained on the side. So I would say definitely clear out your social media. That's number one. Number two, start connecting with people that can really help you keep your focus on where it is that you want to be. I mean, it's very easy for people to say, as Drake did some years ago, no new friends. That is not going to work if you are determined to be a master of the level up.
Right.
You have to keep people around you who understand who you've been, but honor where you're going. People who are right where you are, and they're like, okay, I'm on this journey too, and people who are ahead of you.
Gotcha.
So that way you can look to them and say, you know what, if I need to ask you a question, I can. And then you're not just taking from them, but you're giving to them in a way as well. I realize those types of relationships can change your life. You can't say, I want to have greater clarity. I want to have better relationships. I want to, whatever. Keeping people around you who aren't about where you're headed. A lot of times people are like, I remember when you used to, and I remember when you dated. And it's like, I remember all that too. What does that have to do with now?
Right. Yeah.
So it's essential if you're going to move forward that you watch the company that you keep. And finally, you have to be willing to take a chance on you. Imposter syndrome, some people say it's not real. Other people say it is. I say, whatever it is that you fear, you're giving it power. So
Right.
once you know who you are and what vision it is that you really want to pursue, you have to be willing to take a chance on yourself. And whatever your spiritual practice is, whatever it is that you tend to follow. For me, yes, I am a Christian, so that's going to be a big part of my foundation.
Right.
But when it comes to whatever I do, I realize sometimes you are your worst critic. And you are your biggest stumbling block because you're saying, I don't know how I can do this, but you have to be determined that you can. And you have to keep certain words in front of you all the time. If you got to post it on your bathroom mirror, just a particular message or a reminder or a goal or a date that helps you get to where you're going, you've got to be willing to do it because it's too expensive for you not to become who you should.
No, totally agree. Those are some excellent tips. I hope you guys were taking notes. You need to declutter your social media, figure out who you're around, let's make sure we are taking notes on this, and not looking back at the past person. So Patrice, thanks for jumping on. Nicholas, Josiah, and hey, Total Fit Boss Chick. Thank you guys for jumping in the conversation, aka Words. How are you? Good to see you on here. And Princess of the King 316 said, very good. Yes, we are getting great gems on here. Definitely, this is great information for us to we are going to level up and really get clarity. So I hope that we'll all take these tips that she's giving us and really, maybe you're going to, clear out your social media, find some new people to be around, take down some notes on the books that you want to start reading. These are key things that we can all be doing to have a better 2021 than we did prior years. MC in here.
He might be shouting out my hometown. So if that's the case, thank you.
Okay, there we go. All right. Yes, aka words. Yes, you're doing great. Good. Okay, yeah, we're doing great as well. Just
Indeed.
sharing some knowledge, trying to help people level up by getting clarity. Because a lot of times, I speak to a lot of women every single day, and a lot of times they know they have a gift. They know that they're, not supposed to be at this 9 to 5 job, but they really don't know what gift it is. And a lot of times they're great moms, or they have great relationship advice. They're having, they're in great marriages, but they don't quite see. They don't have the clarity to see, like, oh wow, like some people are really great motivators. I was listening to I listened to Joel Osteen, and he was like, hey, I'm not the best preacher, I'm not the best theologian, I didn't even go to monastery, but I'm great at motivating people. And I was like,
Yes, he is.
yeah, like he really is great at motivating people. So you don't have to be, the expert or this and that. Hey, Aisha, what time is it there? Are you up late or early? Yeah, but it was so cool when he just said, I'm not the best theologian at all. Hey, Shadon, it is so good to see you guys on here. Not the best theologian. So we don't have to be the expert. We don't have to be Tony Robbins. We don't have to be Oprah Winfrey, any of that stuff. He said he's a black dentist from your hometown.
Love it.
He is shouting you
Awesome.
out. Yeah, but we
Indiana
don't
in
have
the
to be the
building.
expert. Yeah, so just in imposter syndrome that you were talking about, I think that whether we've all been in this scenario where we're like, I'm not good enough, when we really are.
Yes.
It happens to us all the time. Like sometimes I'll be pitching myself to someone to create online courses, and they'll be like, well, are you as good as such and such? And then I'm like, oh, am I as good as such and such? It does make you, it makes you like, oh, well, they have, 100 million followers. You don't. It's like, yeah, you're right. I don't, it does make you think. And I'm actually doing a live with another young lady. She's on here right now, Aisha, and we're going to do it on imposter syndrome, because I need us to sit up like
Oh.
this. Yeah, and not like, like, well, am I? Yeah, I'm not doing, no. We need clarity. Clarity what? Clarity, I can do this, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And you said something that was key to me. You said people were asking you, are you as good as this person?
Uh-huh.
Are you as good as that person? I would like some people to know, if they're unfamiliar with this, a lot of times you have people who will form almost like these super groups here on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and they'll get other people around them who will rally behind them, and they help build each other's audiences.
Right.
Sometimes when you're supporting a person, you're thinking, oh, you're so awesome because they knew how to hire like the best graphic designer. They knew how to hire certain people. They're putting thousands of dollars that you may not realize from, their day job, from money they've saved up. And I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I want to encourage those who are watching, anybody, all of us, don't get swept up, because you have no idea who may have an entire team behind them, making them look excellent. And then someone who's like, they have a 9 to 5, they have a side business, and they're doing their own graphics. They're struggling with Canva. They're doing everything. You know what it is? So it's like, be willing to invest in yourself and build the team that you want to build. And at the same time, you have to, exactly, it is about finding your tribe.
Yep.
And that's part of number 2 of what I was saying, getting those certain people around you, because people will build their tribe up, and everything that they do, they send their audiences to each other. I've seen it done. I have no problem with it.
Yeah. No
but
problem.
I want to encourage those who are just starting, like, yes, you can indeed start small. There are people who were, you didn't know them at all a couple of years ago. They were on Periscope with 5 people behind them,
Yeah.
and now they have thousands. But a lot of that comes from consistency,
Yeah.
continually showing up and being willing to reinvent yourself when you're not sure if the path you're on is the right one. You can't be scared to reinvent yourself. She said building your team is key. You said the right, but
Yeah.
it's essential. You can't be scared to reinvent yourself. You can't be scared first, though, to get out there and let people know who you are once you're indeed sure. Don't let your audience continually redefine you. Make sure that you're giving something authentic so that you won't mind getting up and doing it every day.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, anytime you dread getting up and going to work, it is a problem. I've been there, so I'm not pointing anybody out. I'm saying I've been there, and Mondays were really, really hard. Sunday nights were really hard for me. I have to say, it was just like oh gosh. And then I would walk in on Monday to a litany of emails in my inbox and people mad at me and fires, and it was tough. And I want to give a shout out to Total Fist Boss Chick who is doing the dopest recaps, and I'm just going to read them because, hey, you recapped it, so I'm going to bring it. So first and foremost, we're going to declutter our social media, and that's how we're going to help find clarity. You don't
Yes.
have to be the best. Just go for it. Yeah, with like Joel Osteen, he's not. He said he's not the best preacher. He was like, even said like T.D. Jakes is probably a better preacher than I. I'm just in my lane, and I'm a great motivator. So make sure you just go for it. And you are good enough. You're better. You're great enough. Good enough. Definitely. And then form us. Yeah, if you want to, you can get. Like I have people who support me. I have a squad that supports me. Nothing wrong with that, like she said. But just don't confuse it. Everybody's really at a different level right now, right? Some people have
Absolutely.
tens of thousands to throw at their social media, and so they might not, but they might do get things a little bit faster. Some people can pay for ads. Some of us are going to have to do things organically. It might
Yes.
not go as fast, but it'll be good people. It'll be people who really follow you, know, like, and trust you. And then, like she said, you could have started off in Periscope, and now you could
Yep.
have hundreds of thousands of followers. So keep going. We're gonna all keep going. Don't you have the right people around you? Proximity, right? Proximity is really key.
Yes. This
Wouldn't
is
you say?
oh, it is because there are so many people, and I want to say this one too. I hope I'm not saying too much, but some of the best people that I have met are people who invited me here in the Atlanta area to say, "Hey, I'm having a small event. I like what you do. Can you come speak? It may only be
Oh,
20 people here." And I'm like, "That's cool. I'll
yeah,
be there. If I can be there, I'm there." And some of those people, we started out together. We're still going where we want to go, but those are some of the most loyal people you can ever meet.
yeah.
So it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to connect with like-minded people.
It is.
Indeed.
Proximity is really a key. I don't think we give enough justice, but if you're around all, people who have no goals or who have
Mm-hmm.
low money or, are not in a relationship, it gets hard to get out of that because then you keep hearing it over and over. There's nothing good out there, just hearing negative stuff. But if you're around positive people or people further ahead of you than I am, then I can see it's possible and I want to strive. I want to be in the back. I want to be with them. So it allows me to, go further. Shadon said, yes, that's the truth. Heidi loves Heidi. How are you? Thanks for jumping in this conversation. If you guys have any questions on clarity, if you are trying to figure out how to get clarity in your goals, in your relationships, in your career, if you have any questions about online courses and how to get into them, definitely shoot them out there. We are here to be a
Please do.
resource for you, no doubt. But if we don't see any other any other questions, Heather, tell us again what you do for the people who were not here in the beginning. What you do,
Sure.
who you serve, where we can find you. Just give us the all your information.
No problem. Well, here on Instagram, you can find me at I am Heather Thompson. And my name is Heather Thompson for those who have just joined. I'm a clarity life coach. I'm an alignment specialist. I'm a writer and I'm a speaker here in the greater Atlanta, Georgia area. I do work with clients worldwide and have done so in the past. My focus normally is women who are between the ages of 25 to about 45, and they are focusing on changing their lives. They know where they want to go or they have an idea of it, but they're determined to get there, whether in their professional life, whether in their personal life with relationships, or even with their family. They're like, I'm determined to see a transition. And in this particular year, I will be creating some courses. Hello, so I might be needing to reach out to you. Um, we'll be creating some courses that people can work on while they're at home, while we're still in this pandemic, for those who might say it's not happening. But this is definitely a year for change in a lot of people and making sure that you can't just talk about manifestation unless you're doing the internal work first. Because what's going to come to you is truly who you are, and what you're putting out. It's not just about what you want. It's about whether or not you're aligned to receive it. So that is a big part of what I do, making sure women and men, now that I know that more men have been reaching out to me, and I love it because eventually I do want to make sure that I'm working with families and making sure that if we can build strong individuals, then we can build strong families, and families lead to stronger communities. So indeed, we're all connected.
Totally agree. Yeah, if we can get the
Yes,
family, correct, yeah, we make the world a better place.
indeed.
Yep. She said, "Are you on Clubhouse?"
I am not on Clubhouse yet, but I do probably need to join. Some people say some really good things. So hopefully I will be on there soon.
Yay. Okay. I think you'll enjoy it. Good stuff this evening, or depending on where you guys are, right? Could be morning time for you guys. So we enjoyed this conversation. We appreciate everybody who stayed on to the end. If you
Indeed.
guys missed a piece of it, go ahead and hashtag replay. Please share, share, share. Let everybody know so that if they're looking to get clarity, if they're trying to figure out what their next steps are or how they're going to do better in 2021, share this with them so that they can have a better year as well. Yeah, hey Shannon, thanks for jumping on and staying until the end. Thank you, Travis. Again,
Thank
Travis
you.
is doing a summit. I think it's Black and Iconic. You want to put it in the comments, Travis? She is a keynote speaker, and it's all a lot of African Americans who are leveling up. Yes, and I need the replay. Oh, good. Okay, yep, the replay will be posted for everybody to see for eternity. Thanks for the inspiration, ladies. That was your friend AC Blyson. So thank
Thank
you guys for
you.
staying on. We appreciate you. Heather, I appreciate you being on. I truly appreciate all the gems that
Thank
you
you.
gave us. We appreciate you. Love you, love you, love you. Again, if you guys aren't familiar with me, I'm Angelique Marnier, and I'm all about course creation, but I like to bring on, people who can help us get to that next level. People who can help us in our daily lives while we're at our 9 to 5, or some of us are small business owners. I always like to bring on people who can help you, expand your mind and level up. So it's not always just about course creation. I always throw that in there. I'm always sprinkle that in there because I think that everybody should be creating courses, whether it's with me or anybody else, but everybody should be creating courses because they're a great stream of revenue and they allow you to get your genius out into the world first and foremost. But you're, like you had said, it's going to help families, right? No matter what,
Absolutely.
as long as you're getting people, you could just be helping people, you could be helping people with their golf swing or how to crochet or how to do curly hair. It still all has to do with family. So if we can teach somebody else how to do it better, or
That's right.
help people not fail or fall or skin their knee, come on now, we're making the
Let's do
world a
it.
better place. And let's do that through what you're doing, giving people clarity, what I'm doing, online courses, and what all you women or men are doing out there to make things better for the rest of the world. So, Heather, again, I appreciate you.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
thank you,
you.
thank
Thank
you. This
you.
was fun, so we'll have to do it again. And you guys have a great one wherever you are in the world, and we'll be right back soon.
Thank you so much. Thank
All
you,
right.
everyone. Have a great one.
Bye, Heather. See you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.